I'm your authenticity host, and welcome to episode 5 called Authentic Vision. I'm going to tell you how to have authentic vision. Firstly, hello, Marina. Can you still
Hello,
hear me?
Mareli. I'm so happy to be here with you. Thank you for having me on your show. And I can't wait to see what is going to happen to the people listening tonight.
Okay. So, last week we discussed the authentic mind and how it works, how authentic person thinks, how they control their mind. And so today I want to help you to know, like I said, how to have an authentic vision. Um, so, firstly, one thing I've noticed from highly successful and authentic people, or that they can easily see through people, and they also have the tendency to see potential in people. And I'm also fortunate to have had people like that on my journey that saw potential in me before I even saw it. And that's also so important for motivation. And I think it's important for us to remember to do that as well. To if you see potential in someone, to also tell them about it, share it with them, um, and also to not look at the current situation that person is in. Maybe they haven't even started their journey to success, or they are, still stuck in their box. Um, so we should look past that and see true potential in people. Um, you are free to jump in whenever you want to.
I'm here taking notes.
Okay. I'm glad you're still there. Another thing about authentic vision, it's an authentic person see or view failures as opportunities, um, or as a start and not as the end. Um, and as a stepping stone to get them closer to their goals. And we talked about that last week as well, a little bit of how you view things and things you're going through. Um, yes, and like you said, we should actually say thank you for things I go through, because it makes us stronger, and it makes us, like I said, it just puts you one step closer to your goal or your end goal. But that is only if you learn from it, if you learn from your failure. Um, Another thing is you need to see and look for the good in every situation and the good in people as well, and not to prejudge people. And this also goes with trusting people, but without being gullible and getting hurt. So, example of that, I think, is a lot of times, people like to gossip, and a lot of times you hear something about someone or you read something about someone before you even meet them, and you can easily get influenced by others' opinions of someone. And when you meet them, you already have idea about them before even giving them a chance. So it's very important to give them a chance to to prove themselves and to see the best in them. um Innocent until proven guilty. It's not like that. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm thinking from what you are saying, vision is a science and is an art as well, because
Yeah.
enable you to see what other people cannot see, what is
Mm.
invisible to others. But I think to me, mostly the vision is a duty, because you have it first, and unless you bring it out, nobody is going to ever see it. So comes with responsibility. It's not only that you imagine things, you are liable for what you imagine, what you see in your mind. And even sounds madness, sounds like madness sometimes. But look back into history, all the great progress we register as a society is always coming from a mad vision. Who thought 20 years ago that the mobile phone is going to become an extension of yourself? Who thought that Steve Jobs, by removing the buttons from the phone, from the mobile phone, is going to create that big screen, which now is the window through which you look at the world? So you see, Marley, for me, is not about you. So when you say I have a vision, that vision is not about you. It's not happening to you. It's happening for you to bring it out to whatever bad things are you might encounter during your journey are happening for you. So you will have no choice but to bring that vision out. I
Yeah.
was talking to in a previous episode with one of my friends. When I've been to Bangkok, I seen this gold statue. It's a gold statue of Buddha, and the back in May 1954, I think, they wanted to remove this big statue. It was a clay statue because they were building a road, a new road, and the statue was on the way, so they were stopping them from developing that project. So they had to move it. So when they lifted the statue, because the statue was so heavy, what happened, the ropes couldn't hold the statue, and the statue hit rock bottom. The pavement, they dropped it, and that created some cracks. So through those cracks, the daylight hit the gold which was inside. So then
Wow.
they start taking the clay off, and they realized that inside that statue, it was a gold statue.
Wow.
So then now the actual statue is in the temple. They build the temple, and people from all over the world are going to see the gold statue. It's the same with each one of us. So until you get hit, until you reach rock bottom, you don't know who you are. The daylight cannot see your true version, your best version of yourself, your gold version of yourself, because you are covering clay, this facade that society is very keen into keeping that on. I don't know why. I don't understand. It's a mystery to me. So only when you have no choice but to bring that gold version of yourself into the daylight is when the others will see your true colors, who you truly are. And to me, that's the vision. The vision is when you bring out into the world the true version of yourself. Even, most, perhaps in every single case, it hurts. So it's so easy to be nobody, so easy to be just another statue, clay statue, and have that golden version of yourself inside, and nobody knows. And unless somebody notices, you can't see it yourself.
Wow. That's so powerful. Wow. Wow. I never knew that about the statue.
Yes. So that's why vision to me, it's half science, half art, because you have to use your ability to imagine things. You have to be honest with yourself and face your demons, face your limitations, and face your fears, because
Yeah.
most of the time it's out of fear that you cannot put the finger. What is you can't put the finger on? What is that makes you kicking? What is that keeps you alive? What is that makes you sing? What is that you have inside and nobody else got? So to discover that, it's hard, and it's almost impossible to discover it by yourself, and it takes one to get to see that first, somebody from outside, and that usually is a mentor, is somebody who
Yeah.
got an eye for quality, for pure gold, for for vibrancy, for what other people cannot see.
Yes.
And there are over 7 billion people on this planet, and there are not enough teachers, mentors who can help you see from where you are, where you could be. And that person is not going to do the realization of the vision of your vision, but he or she is going to say, yeah, I can see, I can
Yes.
see, even
Yes.
when you cannot see, when, like exactly what you said. So
Mm.
somebody who's seen in you something, and you gave them credit because somebody could see something or somebody in you, and you could just ignore it. You could say, oh, that's nonsense. So that's the end of it. But
Yeah.
when you follow your instinct, or you follow your intuition, or you follow your heart, when you allow the song in your heart to come out and just sing it, what what is there that could go wrong? It is nothing. What you got to lose? But you have to
Exactly.
be all in. You have to go all in, and you have to get your hands dirty. You have to work at it. You have to work on it. You have to work at yourself. It's an inside job.
Yes.
Nobody can do it. Somebody can see it, but you have to deliver that vision. It's only you. It's nobody else. Over to you,
De-
Marley.
Definitely. Wow. Thank you, Marina. Wow. Thank you for that. And like you said, it's so important to have vision and to have a clear vision of where you are going. And um, if you imagine doing a race, like a sprint or something, and there was no finish line, you would never know if you reach that goal or where you would reach it, or if you even maybe you already reach it, but you wouldn't know if you don't have that clear vision of where you want to go. And one thing that helps you do that is a vision board. Um, it's so important to have a vision board, and I think to also update it. For example, you can even put materialistic things. If that motivates you, you can put that on. My dream car is a Audi R8, but maybe in 10 years it will be an old car and I wouldn't like it anymore. So I
Yes,
think it's
but you see, Marley, what strikes me most of the time. So people got vision. Somebody comes along and says, I see it, I see it, go for it," and they help them, and then the person who's supposed to deliver the vision, while creating the vision to bring it out so other people can see it, they give up because they think it's easy and they like to take the lift, but there is no elevator to success, to delivering the vision, to creating value. You have to take the stairs, and it's sweaty and it's hard and you are running out of breath, and so what, it's worth it, because at the end of the day, you create a legacy, you leave something behind that people, even they won't remember your name, they will have it.
yes, yes, very true. And um, you know the saying, seeing is believing? It usually has a negative connotation, but I like to think of it in a different way. Because our mind, I'll get to it now, but our minds, as I've heard, I know, scientific research showed that your mind cannot distinguish between a reality and dreams and imagination. So that's why it's also so important to visualize where you want to be, where you want to go, your end goal, your destiny, where you're going um, to see that. And if you cannot see that, it will be, in your mind's eye, it will be difficult for you to believe that you can get there. So seeing is believing has a different meaning for me. If you have to visualize and then see it in your mind's eye to be able to believe it and to be able to get there and to carry on and work toward that goal. I don't know if it makes sense.
Total sense, Marley, and I'm so grateful that somebody as young and as beautiful as you are could see this and could teach this, because you see, my generation is I'm at the end of the baby boomers generation, right? So it seems that the baby boomers, they had it all and they wasted all, and now they wonder um, why life is so unfair. And to me is really, are you kidding me? um, this time on this planet doesn't belong to you. You don't own it. You borrow it from your children. from people like Mareli. So why don't you invest in them? So you see how generation after generation could turn their back on their own without thinking, what are we leaving behind? Why we been making sacrifices at all, if
Mm.
anything? Why we want to create progress? For whom? Unless we invest our souls, our heart, our everything, our knowledge, our beliefs, our love for people into the next generation, what is this all about?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
it's a bigger vision, is the bigger a picture. It's always the bigger picture, and people think, oh, give me a break with the bigger picture. Who cares? I only want to put food on the table. So guess what? That's only the only thing you are going to have ever. But when you
Mm.
think, I have to find what is needed from me. I have so much that I could give, and I will never feel empty. What is that I could give, and I could make a difference, and I could make the fortune, and I could help this place, this little place, which is so tiny, like a little dot in the universe called planet Earth, to get better. So
Yes.
asking yourself questions, better questions, is
Yes.
not because of you. Maybe you already have it all, you don't know it, maybe you know it, but just think of the impact you make in other people's life. The impact you make in other people's life whom you ignore. So you see something, you see greatness in somebody, you don't tell them, that's a sin. You cannot just be quiet. You have to tell them, go and shake them and say, wake up, it's your turn. So this is what I call vision. It's
Yes.
something that helps you imagine and turn that reality that happens in your mind into, which usually we call it a dream, into a true reality, because each one of us can create their own reality. And I don't expect anyone to agree with me, but I know as a fact that you do have the power and everything else you need to reinvent your life and start from scratch and start from fresh, and this time on your own terms, vision in mind to deliver that dream that you dream while awake. Because personally, I consider myself a professional dreamer. The only dreams that are coming alive are the dreams happen in your mind, because they have to happen into your mind first, and
Yes.
then second time when they happen is in the reality of other people. It's not your reality, it's already others reality, because first time when happens in your mind, that's your reality. If it happens into your mind, it's real.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
I'm very passionate about this, Marley. I'm sorry if I
No, I love it.
I really don't care what people think,
Mm.
because it's comfortable. I think it's time. Now is the time to wake up and go through life with your mind open, with your heart open, with everything that you have inside coming out, because everybody is taking and everybody is expecting to receive, and nobody understands that actually each one of us is the miracle the world is waiting on.
Yes.
And you, Marily, you are the miracle I've been waiting on, and I'm so grateful you are here. I'm so grateful you make such a huge effort to teach. And perhaps sometimes you don't really know why. You are thinking, what is in for me? But you don't care. Even that type of thought is coming, crossing your mind or my mind. I dropped that long ago, but I had times when I was asking myself, what's this? Why I can't help it? Why I'm doing all this for what? There's nothing in for me. So it's so beautiful to see young people who are not bored, to see young people who got imagination, to see young people who are hungry and thirsty, and keep that thirst, keep that hunger, because this is what is going to make our planet a better place. Over to you, Marily.
Thank you, Marina. And I'm just sitting thinking now, I hope my friends listen to this because many of them don't understand why I don't social and, we braai here, have a barbecue like every night or just sit at home in the evenings. Yeah, but they don't understand that. Hopefully they can listen to this and understand what I'm busy with and what I'm doing.
For sure they will. And hopefully your book will come out soon, and they will um, hold it in their hands, and that will be the naked proof. This is what it is. This is what it is that I was missing. This is what it is that I was obsessed with not having, because there are
Yes.
so many distractions in this life. it's like
Yes.
it's like a test. Every single time you are about to accomplish something great, or about to enter, about to go all in, something happens, distract you, and you're saying, oh well, some other time. There is no other time. Right now it's all we got.
Exactly. And it comes down to making short-term sacrifices for long-term gain as well. Because if you can see where you're going, you have your vision, you're not focused on your past, you're not focused on where you are now, and you can see that where you're going to is and it's so much greater than you ever were before, where you are now. And realize that and work towards that. Um, you wouldn't mind you will make short-term sacrifice because you know where you're going to, what the end reward will be. And now it's also important to constantly focus um, on ways and look for ways to improve yourself daily. I think you should ask yourself every day, what can I do to make myself better than I was yesterday? Because, like we talked about last week as well, you can't compete with anybody else or compare yourself to anybody else. You have to compare yourself to the person you were yesterday. You need to see, are you going forward? Are you a better quality person? Are you making more of a difference than you did yesterday? Like you said, there's no time left to just sit and do nothing and think nothing and not trying to go forward in life. That time is over. It's time, like it's time to get up and do something and create your destiny and a legacy for the rest of the people to come, and not only just for your family. It's you cannot just sit around and just think about yourself and not about tomorrow. Um, and it's also important, I think, to see opportunities, to have the ability to see opportunities, and to go for it, but also to know which opportunities you will benefit from, and which will not, it's not aligned with your vision or where you're going, and will probably um, maybe get you off track. It's important to distinguish between that as well, and to see when you are starting to, and that's where you need help as well. But you need to see as well, when you look at the person you were yesterday or last week and what you're doing, you need to be able to see, am I still on track? Am I still moving forward, or did I start to move a little bit in another direction? And you you know little if you move a little bit from the path you're on, at the end of the day, you can miss your goal you wanted to get to, um, by like it can be a big miss at the end if you don't realize, if you start to compromise even on little things, um, that maybe steals your attention on the way, or if you waste your attention on things that are not worthwhile. Um, yeah, that can be a lot of things. And lastly, um, it's also important to look for ways that you also do that so well. Look for ways to help people um, on their journeys as well. So, if you see an opportunity to help someone else, to help them get them where they want to be, or to help them move forward, do that. If it's in your power, do that. If you can, like the Bible says as well, if you can help someone today, why wait until tomorrow do it now. If you that can be a lot of things, you know. It doesn't. I don't mean financially necessarily, but if you have a contact, you know, that's part of networking. If you have a contact that you know someone else can benefit from, share it, connect them, and yeah, we are stronger together if we work together.
I think, Marily, together we travel far. What do you think?
Yes, definitely.
Wow. Thank you so much for listening in, and thank you so much, Marily, for having me. I hope I didn't say too much.
No, you can go on
And
for days. I love it.
what is the key message from you for our listeners tonight, Marily?
To have vision, to have a clear vision, a goal where you want to be, what do you want to become, and to see that. You have to see that in your mind's eye. Write it down. If you can draw it or get pictures or even if you take words um, that describe where you want to go, or you know, put it. You can actually put it up next to a mirror or on your mirror or something. You have to constantly visualize where you want to go. If you can't see it, you will never know if you got there, and you won't believe you can get there. Yeah.
Wow. I have I chose a quote from you from one of my books. I use it. I can't remember. I think it was Away from Home, book 33. And I said, this is a quote from Helen Keller, and says that the only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. From both of us, until next time, is goodbye. Get your vision in order. Stay on
Yeah.
track. Goodbye.
Bye bye.